Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. All right, so today we're going to do a different kind of video. In the title, it is Tad Reads Books and Stuff, and this is going to fall under the stuff category. So if you're here to watch some book-related stuff, this video might not be for you. It's going to be about my love of records and music. So first off, though, let me do a little bit of bookkeeping. As you know, I did finish Imaginary Friend. This will be the next video I do. We'll talk about this. I did finish Wool. I have to do a video for this. And this week, I finished The Road. So I'm kind of behind. I've got 3 of those videos to make. And I haven't even started reading Skeleton Crew from my Shorty King project yet. Oh my goodness. So I'm a little behind in my book videos. I also promised Graz on the GKBC that I'm going to be doing, he did a book tag, and I'm going to be doing a video for that. So we'll get to it. But I really want to make this video because yesterday was Record Store Day, and I participated. I went to Record Store Day, and I had a blast. I had a really good time. I had a lot of fun, and I have been showing off some of my records and talked about some of my music interests on this channel, but this one's going to be about Record Store Day. Now, if you don't know what Record Store Day is, it started actually in 2007, and this is the first year I ever did and even participated in it at all. To be honest with you, never even knew about it. 2007 this started. Now pretty much they have 2 record store days a year. They have one that is always the 3rd Saturday in April. And then they have one that's on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, of course. And I never knew about these. What is it? It's a special day for record enthusiasts, and it helps support the independent record stores. We're not talking about like in the old days, Camelot Music. I used to work at Camelot Music. FYE, Tower Records, any of these, big record stores. It's just for independent, small record stores, and it helps drive traffic through these record stores with special releases. And every year it's gotten bigger and bigger. People get in line like at midnight, the night before, kind of like the old days when we used to have to go get tickets to a concert. You'd camp out. So that's what it is. We're going to talk about it. There were a lot on the list. So this is not only in the United States either. This is worldwide. So the cool thing is, even in that, some of the records that are released for Record Store Day in America are not released in Europe, for instance. And some of the ones in Europe were not released in America. Also, each record store can only get so many of these. They only print so many of these. And some record stores don't get some of them. Some get more or less than others. And the record store that I went to is called Vinyl Oasis. The Vinyl Oasis in Ocala. And I recently just found the record store, and I saw a poster for Record Store Day, and that's why I got involved in it. Okay, you're saying, hurry up, Ted, get into it. So I went to Record Store Day. I got up, I set my alarm clock for 5:15 in the morning. The record store is about 30 minutes away from me, a little bit more, in Ocala. Of course, at that time of the day, not a lot of traffic. It is a Saturday. I was out the door by 6, and I got to the record store at about 6:30. The parking lot was already full. I had to park across the street in a Hobby Lobby parking lot, and there was already a line there. So 6:30 in the morning, I get in line, and I'm number 40 in line. What they did was they started passing out numbers and these forms that you could fill out to say which of the albums you would like to get, if you can. Now, this record store didn't offer the huge variety on the list that I looked at online, that a lot of them that I wanted on the list weren't even available. So I was not even able to put those down on my list of records that I wanted. But they did some other cool things. So you filled that out anyways, and then they would go in and fill that requisition, and you would wait for the doors to open. The doors didn't open at this store until 9 a.m. But that wasn't too bad. Once they gave you your number, you could take off. You could go get, breakfast or get food or something. And, still have your place in line when they started letting people in. That was cool. But they did other things too. There were 2 live bands playing, one inside the store, one outside the store. They had a special tent set up with crates of dollar records. And they had some contests that they did, some giveaways, they had some drawings. They had a cornhole game where you could throw the bag and win prizes if you got it in the hole. So they made it fun, and thankfully the weather was awesome in Florida that day. So real quick, I'm going to start showing you some of the things that I picked up at Record Store Day. So first off, this was really cool. I was standing in line, and the store owner comes up to me. And he says, I understand you are a musician, used to play in bands. I don't know how he heard that. It was really cool. You got to talk to a bunch of people and have fun. And I must have mentioned it to somebody that I played in a band. And he gave me these picks. These are Metallica from their new release, 72 Seasons. Three guitar picks, 2 yellow ones, I can't even separate them, and 1 black one. This was kind of weird to me. The first 15 people in line also got a bag with some Record Store Day goodies. And the bag was yellow and had the Metallica 72 Seasons logo on it, which was kind of, strange to me why they were promoting this record when this record came out a week ago and wasn't part of the release for Record Store Day. I don't know, but one side said Metallica 72 Seasons of the bag. The other side said Record Store Day 2023. Interesting. But I got some guitar picks. That's pretty cool. Also, I got a poster. And this was, one of the sponsors is Dogfish Head Brewery in Rehoboth Beach. From Rehoboth Beach, if you know anything about craft beers, Dogfish Head is one of the best. I love Dogfish Head. I have actually some things from Dogfish Head in my house. I've been to the brewery. But this was their poster, Record Store Day, and Dogfish Head actually brewed a special beer for Record Store Day. So I got this nice, cool little poster, and I'll put it with my other Dogfish Head stuff. All right, next, we're going to start with the dollar bins. I went through the dollar bin and I grabbed a couple of records. There was one guy I was talking to. Jesus, he had like 50. He grabbed $50 store or dollar price records and carried those around. Oh, it's crazy, but really cool. I could just tell stories all day. I had a great time. One of the ones I picked up, I have this in plastic. I hope it's not too glary. This is Tangerine Dream Cyclone. This actually is just an EP. So there's 2 songs on one side and 1 song on the other side. I've already got it in my protective plastic. It's on the old Virgin International label here. One of the reasons I picked this up for $1 was they did have a special release for Record Store Day, Tangerine Dream, and it wasn't even available at this store that I went to. So I couldn't get that. I don't have any records of Tangerine Dream, and I saw this in the dollar bin, so I grabbed it. One of the good things about this store is also everything that I've ever seen in there, used, I'm specifically talking about used records, they're always clean. No, horrible scratches or anything on them. They always play wonderfully. I clean them still, but not necessarily is the cover always the greatest, but the records are always good. So I also picked up this one here, ELO, A New World Order, and you can see here there must have been some tape on here at one time that had been pulled off and kind of messed up the cover. The cover's got some, some wear to it. This record has been loved, but the actual record is clean as hell. It's beautiful. I'm a big ELO fan. You've seen, probably if you watch some of my other videos, one of my ELO records that I purchased. I showed off, but I got this one for $1. Can't beat that. And one more for $1. Barry White's Greatest Hits. Yeah, I love me some Barry White, and I don't have any on record, so I went and got this. Again, it's the greatest hits, and the cover is pretty beat up. It's not in great shape, but the record is great. So for $1, can't beat it. So I got those. Next, we're gonna hit a couple that I purchased. So when you find, they let 12 people in line in the store at a time to get their store day records and then pay for them. It's not a huge store. It's kind of tight. But as you were in line waiting to get your records, store day records, and then back in line to pay for them, you could grab other records too. I mean, it's a record store. So I did that. I grabbed a couple. This one I left in the plastic. I got Asia's first record. I don't have this. I used to have it, but it's one of the records that I lost when I had my flood problems. So I was able to pick this up. It was cheap. It wasn't in the dollar bin, of course, but it's just on black vinyl. And really just an awesome album. If you're not you're probably familiar with it. Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Tell, Soul Survivor, One Step Closer. I mean, great songs on this Asia album. I was able to pick that up while I was waiting in line. Also, I got The Pretty Reckless. So this is a record that I picked up while waiting in line. Here's the back. It is a gatefold record. Unfortunately, I can't show you the inside of this. She's pretty much just naked. So, who is she? If you don't know The Pretty Reckless, some of you probably do. You're probably smiling, you're laughing at me. This is Taylor Momsen. And who's Taylor Momsen? If you don't know, Taylor Momsen was the little girl that played Cindy Lou Who in the live action Grinch, sang that song, Where Are You Christmas? She's all grown up, and this is a heavy metal band that she is the lead singer for. This is the second album, her second release. I think she's up to like 5 now, 4 or 5. But anyways, this is the second one. This is a re-release, reissue on a beautiful, look at this, purple record. Really cool. It kind of gives me the vibe of Prince there. I wonder if she did that on purpose. I don't know. But anyways, I was able to pick this up. Really good heavy metal band, and really on the rise, becoming more and more popular if you haven't heard of them before. So I was able to pick that one up. This one I picked up while waiting in line too, and this is Porcupine Tree. Transmission 23.2. Here's the gatefold. Here is the back. If you aren't familiar with Porcupine Tree, they are an English prog rock, progressive rock band. Really, really good. If you like Yes or any of those other prog rock bands and you haven't heard of Porcupine Tree, these guys are amazing. They're not easy to find their records sometimes out in the wild, but this was a new reissue, so I was able to pick this up. It is, now these ones, let me set this down. They came in, I just left them in these sleeves. These are the sleeves. It's a double record. It's just black vinyl, so I don't have to show them off, so I'm just going to leave them in here. A lot of these new records releases are putting them in the non-static paper sleeves, not the old-fashioned paper sleeves that were very damaging to the records and actually cause a lot of static, so a lot of pops when you played your record. So I'm going to leave them in these ones just because the vinyl's black and I don't really need to show it off. But it was a 2-record set. One of the reasons why I did grab this one, I saw it was the only one they had in the store, was because there was supposedly there was supposed to be a Record Store Day release of an EP that they have out, and the store that I went to for Record Store Day didn't even have it, so it wasn't even available for me to get, but it was one that I wanted to get. So that Porcupine EP that they were supposed to release is titled 1A/DW/X7, and unfortunately I was not able to get that one. Next, this has been a grail of mine. This is a record that I have wanted to get on vinyl for a very long time, and it comes into print and then it just sells out really quickly. If you want to get it, you can get it online, but it goes for hundreds of dollars sometimes. And every time I had a chance to get it, I was too late, couldn't get it. And so I've just been, wanting it forever. If you know, I am a huge fan of Smashing Pumpkins, and this is Siamese Dream. I've been wanting this record forever. I was actually at the register to, pay for my records, and behind the girl were several special records that they had on the wall. And I saw this, I was like, wait a second. You have Siamese Dream? She goes, we just got it. And it just came in the store. I said, please give it to me. I want that record. So I was able to actually get one of my grails at Record Store Day. Oh my goodness. Here's the gatefold, the inside here. I'm just so really pleased with this one. I'll show you one of the sleeves on the inner. It's just got this little design here with the flowers, which is, I don't know if you can even see this, it's kind of a glaring cover, but it's got that, and then on this side it has the lyrics to the song for that. It is a double LP, and I'm just thrilled to get it. Go back in there. So I picked this up. Come on, go back in there. Okay. And it came with this little paper on the back of it. Has a list of the songs, of course. Siamese Dream and the 2 record sets. Now I did put these in plastic covering, even though they are black vinyl. But the reason I oftentimes do this is because when I store them with the album, and then the album cover, and then the records separately behind it. It does help with getting that ring, you know, from the wear of the record while it's in, you know, going in and out of your, wherever you're keeping your records. You'll see that in a lot of old record covers that you buy, that mark of the circle. It helps with that. So it's just one of the things I do. A lot of people who collect records do. Okay, finally, I know this is going to be another long video, of course. Finally, we're to the record store day records that I was able to get that came out in record store day. Again, some are special reissues, some are the first time ever on vinyl, some are specifically exclusive just to record store day. It's the only time that you're going to be able to buy them. Of course, you'll be able to buy them on eBay or something, secondary market, for a huge markup. But so when they passed me out the list, I selected 10 records that I really wanted, that was actually on the list of records that they had in the store. I had on there, I picked the Ramones, Tori Amos has a release, the Cranberries record that had never been released on vinyl before, Tom Tom Club, really cool band. Duran Duran had Carnival Rio release. It was live record. Scott Weiland, really the Scott Weiland one is 12 Bars Blues, and it was released years ago, but they did a reissue of it. These are all the ones that I selected on my list. The Temptations, All Directions, was a re-release with I think 2 extra songs on it, and a colored vinyl. A lot of them just were re-releases, you know, with cool colors on the vinyl. The Cure, Show is a live recording of them doing the Wish album, one of the best. I showed that on my video a couple weeks ago. That was a picture disc of that, and Violent Femmes' 40th anniversary from their originally self-titled Violent Femmes album. It was also a picture disc. So those were did I say them all? Oh, and last but not least, the exclusive Taylor Swift record. Yeah, so I had 10 on my list, and out of those 10, I only got 5 of those 10. There were others that I wanted that were on the record store day list, but weren't even available at the store that I went to. Those were Jonathan Richman Goes Country. I really wanted that. If you don't know who Jonathan Richman is, he was in the band Modern Lovers. Suzi Quatro, her album Quatro, my record store day store didn't have it even to offer, but if you don't know who Suzi Quatro is, she's a real cool old-time rock and roll bass player, but she's famous for playing the part of Leather Tuscadero on the Happy Days. Yeah, I was in love with her when I was a kid. I talked about the Porcupine Tree EP that he didn't even have. Oh, Pixies Doolittle. Doolittle, live in Brussels, 2009. He didn't even have. I really wanted that Pixies disc. Another really big, I'm a big fan of the Pixies. Garbage had an EP, Witness to Your Love. I really wanted that one. Wasn't even available. And last but not least, I wanted the Maya Hawke 7-inch. On one side, it's just, you know, the little 45s. One side was To Love a Boy, and the other side had Stay Open. I'm a Maya Hawke fan from you know her from Stranger Things. Her father, of course, Ethan Hawke. Her mother, Uma Thurman. She's also a musician. She has 2 full-length albums out. I have one of them, Moss. It's pretty good. Americana, you know, kind of like Taylor Swifty. But they didn't even offer that. I wanted to pick that up, but they didn't have it. So what was I able to get? Finally, Ted. Get to it, Ted. All right, out of those 10 that I wanted, I was able to get the Cranberries. So this is Wake Up and Smell the Coffee, the Cranberries. This is the first time that it's been released on vinyl. The inner sleeve is pretty cool. It has kind of the picture goes with the cover here, if you can see it. First time released on vinyl, special, and for Record Store Day. Now, a lot of these albums, they're either exclusive releases that only you can get on Record Store Day, and some of them are Record Store Day first, meaning the first time they're going to be made available is on Record Store Day, but they probably, not always, but probably will be released later on down the road. So the ones that are the first, you may be able to skip on Record Store Day, you know, but there's not always a guarantee that they're going to be, you know, reprinted again. So on the back of here, you got pictures of the members of the band, along with, of course, the words for the songs. So that's the inner sleeve. Get in there, and then the actual vinyl itself is pretty cool. It's like this cream colored vinyl. I like the color discs. I've said that before, but it's definitely, you can see through it. Pretty cool. I can't wait. I haven't played this one yet. I haven't listened to this yet. Can't wait to hear that. So that's one of the 10 that I got. The next one, Tori Amos. Now this is Little Earthquakes, but this isn't a reprint of Little Earthquakes. This is the B-sides. Again, something special just for Record Store Day. Oh, I want to say, so the Cranberries, that was a first. So it will be released again. I'm pretty sure it'll be released again. The Cranberries, you know, it should be. This one, this Tori Amos, is an exclusive. So you could only get it at Record Store Day. It's already online on eBay for way more than what I paid for it. I will say, however, the Record Store Day releases were pretty pricey. Some of them not too bad, but most of them pretty darn more than what I normally would spend on a record. Anyways, this is B-sides. I saw Tori Amos on this tour when she released this album, and it was freaking awesome. I love Tori Amos. This is my first record. I have CDs, but this is my first record of hers, and this is an exclusive. So I haven't listened to it yet. Can't wait to listen to that. Tori Amos. The records, I just left them in again. They were nice enough to have these lined inner sleeves. It's just a black vinyl, so nothing special. So I'm going to leave it in this protective sleeve. It's really nice. Nothing really special with that one. Next. So that's 2 of the 10. My third one was, yes, the Ramones. This is my first Ramones on vinyl too. I have it, of course, on CDs. My band played some Ramones songs, of course. You almost have to. But these are the New York tapes. It says Pleasant Dreams. So the Pleasant Dreams record had been released in the past, of course. But they actually used a different cover art. So this is, they say it's the alternative cover art, but it really isn't. It actually is what they originally were going to use as the cover art, but they didn't. And this one has 2 songs that aren't on the original Pleasant Dreams release. So that makes it special too. Here's the back here. And the inner sleeve is pretty cool. It's got a picture of the boys right there. And then of course the record list, or the song list on the back. I was happy to get this one. Again, I don't have any Ramones on vinyl. That's my first Ramones on vinyl. And this vinyl record is really beautiful. It's this just solid yellow, really cool. I really like this yellow, if you can see it. But I can't wait to play this. I have not played it yet. None of these have I played yet. But that was really cool. I'm very happy to have gotten that one. All right, next, so that's what, 3? I got the Tom Tom Club. All right. So the Tom Tom Club is really made up of, oh, anyways, so it's like their side project that they did. Tom Tom Club. It is a gatefold. Pretty cool, with some pictures on the inside. If you haven't heard of the Tom Tom Club, wow, what a fun band. The sleeves are just the unfortunately just the paper sleeves. So nothing special. Get in there. Nothing special for there, but it is, of course, a double LP set. And it does have this, nothing on the back, but it just has a write-up here about the band and their decision to kind of break away and do their own thing, and how they recorded these songs. It's a little bit avant-garde, you know, it's a little dancey, but it's a little bit avant-garde, it's a little bit out there. Why did I want this record? Because I saw them live. I saw them open for Blondie, Debbie Harry, and the Ramones. And they kicked ass. They opened it and I was like, I really didn't even know who they were. I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, who's this band? And they start playing, and then they played a song. I went, wait a second, I know that song. And then they did another song, and I was like, oh, I know that song too. And so, anyways, I got this. This was a special Record Store Day release, and it's a 2-record set on hot pink. Yep, both of them are on the pink with the yellow label. Really cool. I have already listened to it. It's awesome. It's excellent. A little bit different maybe for some people, but it is dancey, and it is a little trancey. It is a little avant-garde. It is a little psychedelic. It's a little bit of everything. They play all kinds of different instruments. It's just a really fun album, and I'm glad I was able to get that. Last but not least, Ted, did you get the record that everyone in the world was there to get? So I told you, when I got in line, I was number 40. The first person in line had gotten there at midnight. And I got there at 6:30. I was 40th in line. When it was all said and done, there was well over 100 people in line. So everyone, no, I'm not going to say everyone, but the vast majority of the people that were standing in line on Record Store Day was to get this one album. There were people that I talked to that is the only album they were in line for. A guy I knew, he was 14th in line, and he said, yeah, I'm here to get one record. That's it. It's cool because there were so many young people in line, really basically for this record. But I talked to a couple of them, while we were in the tent with the dollar store things, and one young girl, she must have been like 13, she said, "Hey, could you point out some cool older music for me?" So yeah, I point out Rumors, Fleetwood Mac, and some other music too, and she was thrilled. She even said, "This is the best day of my life." Of course, she's 13. But anyways, yes, I was even 40th in line. I was able to get one of these. Without further ado, you know what it is. If you know anything about today, or Record Store Day, I still left it in the plastic too. And it's Taylor Swift Folklore, the Long Pond Studio Session. Oh, there were so many Swifties there, so many people that were there just for this record. Now, worldwide, they printed over 100,000 of these. So there are, and I'm sure, I bet they all sold out. I bet. Last Record Store Day last year, there was some fiasco with one of Taylor Swift's release for that day. And you can, I've looked up that Record Store Day record, and online they're going for like $600. This one, much more well prepared and thought out. But what is this? This is not just Folklore. Of course, it is the album Folklore, which was a huge hit for Taylor Swift. But this is the Long Pond Studio Session. So it is a little bit different, a little bit more, not as overly produced, I would say, as the Folklore, the released Folklore record, which I've listened to. My girlfriend's daughter has a copy of it, and it's actually sitting out by my record player right now. I've listened to both of them. This is a little bit more toned down, almost like rehearsal in studio from the board recordings, and it's crystal clear. It's really good. I'm very surprised with how good this is. Yeah, you can see the sticker on the back, $40.98 for this record. You can see Taylor on the front there. I'll show you what's inside. It did just come in a black, but this one has the protection, the plastic protection in it, but I wanted to show off the disc because it is a color disc. So I put it in plastic. I'll show you. And not a lot in there, but it does have this little insert here that talks about the, some cool pictures, but the production of each song. And then, of course, a beautiful picture of Taylor Swift right there. Nothing really special in the packaging of this. I was a little bit surprised, to be honest with you. For $41, you would expect a gatefold with more information, more pictures and stuff, but it's just a single cover with 2 records in it. The 2 records are on this. If you look at the theme of the record, it's I've got them both in here, and they're just gray, solid gray, pretty cool. Man, flat, perfectly straight. One of the problems with even new records, it seems, I get them and they've got a little warp in them already. This is laser sharp. It's just flat, and it played. I've already listened to it last night, and it just sounded amazing. It really was crystal clear. Like I said, from the board. And everyone wanted that album, or that record, yesterday, and I got one as well. So that was it. That's my haul, my Record Store Day haul for you. Oh, that one was exclusive. Let me just read those down. The Ramones was exclusive only to Record Store Day. The Tori Amos was exclusive. The Taylor Swift is exclusive, and the Tom Tom Club was exclusive. So at least I was able to get, out of the 10 I wanted, 4 of them are exclusives, and then the Cranberries was a first. Unfortunately, I was not able to get the Duran Duran, the Scott Weiland, the Temptations, although the Temptations was a remaster. I can get that online if I want to. The Cure, The Show, the picture disc, and Violent Femmes 40th anniversary picture disc I was unable to get. I'm already seeing them on eBay for hundreds of dollars. It's ridiculous. But that's why you wait in line, I guess. If I could have gotten in line sooner, I could have gotten that Cure. Oh my gosh. The girl in front of me got the last Cure. One more. That's all I needed. Anyways, I had a blast. I loved it. I can't wait now till Record Store Day, Black Friday. I never do anything on Black Fridays. I never have. But now I may have to stand in line on Black Friday to do the next Record Store Day. All right, guys. I know this is a little bit different for me. Just nothing but records. But I had a great time. I really had fun. I really enjoyed myself. So I really wanted to show it off to everybody. All right, next we will be getting to Imaginary Friend. And as I always say, till next time, peace out.